Right, we're doing a little update on the old Plymouth. Today, we are underneath the car. Get over here, if I can get twisted around. I've been doing a few things. I've got a big red cable. Is the main power cable from the battery, which is in the trunk. Because there's no place up front to put it, so I put it in the trunk. And I've got some heat wrap on the exhaust to try and help protect the starter and wires and trans cooler lines and all that good stuff. I still need to paint my cross members, the one for the transmission and the motor mounts up front. I need to paint them a little bit. I did break down and put, I don't know if we can see it from here. You can kind of see it. There is a brand new master cylinder in here now. The old one had started dripping on me, even though I'd honed it and it was working. The stupid thing started dripping and leaking on me. So I said, the heck with it. I ordered one for $200, brand new. Got it put in the other day. And I'm working on these lake pipes, of course, are not baffled. So they're fairly loud. Of course, V6s don't sound like a V8. It sounds kind of like a pissed off bumblebee when you get it up and revving. When it's idling, it actually sounds pretty good. But when you actually rev it up and are going down the road, it would sound pretty loud and sharp. So I've already got one baffle put in on this driver's side. I'll show you what I'm doing. It's not much. If I can get up off the floor. There we go. So that is 2-inch exhaust pipe on those lake pipes. And I ordered these baffles. They're actually kind of for motorcycle pipes. As you can see, this one is actually kind of just straight through. Just got kind of a honeycomb metal liner in it. And this is supposed to slide in the end of an exhaust pipe of a motorcycle, and you can bolt it in. So what I'm doing is I'm cutting this flange off most of the way because it's actually too wide to fit inside the lake pipe. I cut that off most of the way, and then where I have those band clamps on the exhaust at, I break that apart and I slid this in. I had it running the other day with just the driver's side in, and it seemed to have toned it down a little bit. It wasn't quite as sharp, but it's kind of hard to tell with just one done. So I'll get the other side broke free, cut this other baffle down, and slide it in. We'll see what it sounds like then. The nice thing is I can always get more of these if I think it needs to be baffled a little more, and it will slide in that straight section of pipe. And maybe I need a couple on each side, who knows. But anyway, I've got a throttle cable hooked up now. I've got to get a return spring. Look through my mess of stuff, and I don't have a good return spring. I've got a return spring, but it's not good enough. So I need to get a return spring. I ended up using, this is an aftermarket course cable, universal cable for the accelerator pedal. But I did use the factory gas pedal inside the car. I don't think we can see it from here. It doesn't look like it. Get the door open. But I was able to use the factory linkage and everything that sticks through the floor. The accelerator cable fit right on that linkage, and I get just almost a full throw on the carburetor when I give it full pedal. I mean, it's like 1/8 of an inch of going wide open, and Lord knows I should never need wide open that big. So luckily this section of floor is removable where the accelerator pedal is and everything. So I was able to remove this whole section of floor and work on the master cylinder for the brakes, which is right here, and work on the gas pedal. So that was pretty simple to do, and I got it all bolted back in. I still need to make a new hump for the trans tunnel to cover that up. I need to get my dash cleaned and painted, get the old gauges out because I have new gauges to go in. So I've got a lot to do yet. I broke down and I ordered a brand new headliner for it. Got it coming. I'm gonna do my own carpet. I'll order some floor carpet by the yard, and I'll use my upholstery sewing machine to hem the sides, and I'll cut what I need to size and make fit my own. They do make carpets for these, but they're super expensive. And then back up here on the accelerator, this is my bracket for my kickdown, but it's not going to work. The way that's made, this is supposed to connect over here, and that's I don't know, something ain't jiving. I guess I could fit it there maybe. I don't know, there's just not any adjustment to that. I need to look on my 48 over here. It's got the same transmission in it with a 350 motor, and I can't see, of course, it's too dark. I need to see what I did over here on this to make that work. Well, I can actually see better through the camera than I can out of the camera. Well, that looks about like the same type of linkage. I don't know why it's not working. Well, I do need to know why, because that V6 is shorter. That's why. If it was an 8-cylinder, it would probably line up better. But this is my kickdown linkage on this truck with the turbo 350 trans. And that's a turbo 350 trans in the car. But it's not quite wanting to work out right. So I'm going to have to modify that just a little bit yet. I'll figure that out. But anyway, I've got progress made. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my other lake pipe broke loose and put in the baffle on it. And I need to see, this vacuum line coming up is for the shift module on the transmission. I need to look over on the 48 and see where I've got it hooked in. I probably just a vacuum port on the back of the carburetor somewhere. Get that hooked in so the vacuum module will work for the transmission. I've got to get the AC vacuum down. I've got a lot of things to do yet. Of course, the whole car needs to be rewired. I've got the wiring harness for that. Got new headlights for the front. So anyway, I got a lot of things to do. I'm going to kind of focus on tidying up some of this other stuff here real quick, and then kind of go from there. But I know it's been a little bit, been a hot summer. Wife's going through chemo, so we're dealing with that, and just trying to get things done around here. So let me get some more stuff done, and we'll try and get you all updated. Thanks. Alright, well, I had the old girl running. I got the other baffle put in the exhaust, and so, well, I'll fire it up and let her run for a while. Again, this is the second time I've let it warm up to temp and run for a while. And then that. So that is water from the water pump. And I figured when I had this motor on the engine stand, I told myself, you know, I ought to probably go ahead and put a water pump on this thing. But it looked decent. Didn't look like it'd been leaking. I thought, well, we'll run it. And of course, the dang seal on the back of the water pump, I don't think I can get you in there to see it. But down in there, there's the water pump. It is just dripping its butt off out of the dang back of the water pump. So, I'm done for the night. I did put that other baffle in, like I said, on the passenger side. and it did quiet it down considerably. But I think I'm going to go ahead and order 2 more and put 1 more on each side to kind of help quiet it down just a smidge more. I like a little sound to them, but I don't want to be super loud and obnoxious going down the highway. But anywho, I'm going to shove this thing back forward, let this thing drip on my cardboard. Hopefully I'll soak most of it up, which is fine because I needed to do something with this hose right here anyway. And I've got a cap to plug off the top of that hose. So anywho, I had her running. I was going to video it and then saw antifreeze running, so said the heck with it. I'll get her pushed back forward and I'm going to call her a night. So until the next one,